Packer player that keeps getting brought up and mentioned. We start talking about one of the best ones in the game positionally. Who am I talking about and who said what about him? I'm going to break that down for you guys in this video. If you're new to the channel, I talk everything Packers. Please take a second to hit that subscribe button if you like the content at the end of the video. Okay, so who are we talking about? We're going to be talking about quarterback Jordan Love. So who said what about him? Mike Tenenbaum, if you don't know who he is, he's an ESPN analyst out there. But more than that, this guy served as the executive vice president of football operations for the Dolphins from 2015 to 2018. And prior to that, he was the GM for the New York Jets. So what I respect and love about hearing what Mike Tenenbaum had to say is that this guy is not a Packer fan saying something about a Packer player with rosy colored glasses on. He's not just an analyst sitting out there with his opinion. This guy has been there, done that. He has been a part of organizations. He's been a part of building organizations. He sees talent. He understands talent. And he had this to say about Jordan Love. He said, next to Patrick Mahomes, there is nobody on the planet I would rather have on my football team than Jordan Love. He said, I'm not even thinking twice about it. I'm not doubting myself, nor am I looking back on that decision of taking Jordan Love next to Patrick Mahomes in starting a franchise. He said the reason being is this guy showed last year he's got super high character, he's got great ability, and fully developed quarterback. He's not just a young rookie quarterback being thrust into the mix, kind of like a Caleb Williams, and not just that. You add in Hard Knocks on top of that. That's going to be a lot of weight and a lot of pressure for quarterback Caleb Williams to be able to endure and overcome. But the Packers did it the right way. They developed Jordan Love under not just, a quarterback in the league, but the best quarterback in the league. You can make the argument that this is his position, positionally one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game with his decision making, his footwork ability. And you saw the growth and development under Jordan Love, throughout, what he looked at the beginning of the season to what he looked like the latter half of the season. Of course, that comes with the coaches that are in Green Bay, Matt LaFleur and Tom Clements, working on refining his craft. So let's take a look at Patrick Mahomes' numbers last season. He threw for 4,183 passing yards, 27 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Those are some super, super good numbers. So what did Jordan Love look like year one as a starting quarterback in this league? 4,158, just behind Patrick Mahomes in passing yards, 32 touchdowns, only 11 interceptions, much better than what Patrick Mahomes showed last season. And again, this guy showed growth and development. He showed that, he could learn and learn from his mistakes. The latter half of the season, the last 8 games of the season, he threw for 18 touchdowns and only 1 interception. This guy played nearly flawless football. And then he came into Dallas in the wild card game, looked super good and looked super good against the San Francisco 49ers, with the exception of that last throw and that big mistake at the end of the game. But postseason numbers for Jordan Love: 67.3 completion percentage, nearly 500 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 109 passer rating. This guy is looking like this guy could not just be one of the best ones positionally, but as Mike Tenenbaum said, one of the better ones in the game. If he's starting a team, he's starting his franchise with Jordan Love, with the exception of Patrick Mahomes. So sky is the limit when we start talking about just the talent that Jordan Love has. Mike Tenenbaum went on to say that by the way, the Packers are loaded with young talent at the skill position. So that only bodes well for Jordan Love and his increasing development at that position, of just how many options this guy has, just across the board for the Packers. When we start talking about running backs, receivers, tight ends, this Packer team is loaded, and it's only going to get better for Jordan Love. Leave your comments. Let me know what you guys think about Mike Tenenbaum's comments. Is it premature to start labeling this guy one of the better ones in the game? Do you need to see another year? I happen to agree with Tenenbaum. I do think this is a rare talent based on the last 8 games of the season, last half of the season. There wasn't a hotter quarterback in the league, bar none, not just for one game, 2, 3, 4, 8, and going into the playoffs. And in the playoffs, he looked super good. He outperformed Brock Purdy, who happened to have the better hand in that game. But there was a lot of factors in that game. Leave your comments. Let me know what you guys think about Jordan Love. Is this guy one of the best in the business? Of course, he's about ready to get paid. And as always, go Pack Go.